Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another short video where I have no notes and I'm just completely spouting whatever I feel like about a certain really nerdy nitpicky topic. So today I wanted to discuss one of these things that has been stuck in my head ever since I've gotten back into Doctor Who in the last couple of years, and that's the Tardis translation circuit, and just sort of look at all of the weird, surprising consequences that something like that could have. The first thing like that I always think is like, how shitty would it be to be a linguist? You can go to all these different times and all these different worlds and do all these different things, but then they're all like speaking English from the 21st century. So not only do you not get to hear these ancient languages, but like, will you never be able to hear them again? And that goes for anybody that, speaks or reads or understands more than one language. How does that work? Would people who speak two languages only be able to hear people in their mother tongue? Would they forget the other languages that they speak? Would it switch back and forth? Like, do you hear whatever language you're thinking? And just in general, like, how would that go with writing things? How would that go with you doing it? Like, if you were a linguist and you studied ancient Greek and you went back to talk to, Socrates or something in ancient Greek, and you were speaking those ancient Greek words, would he misunderstand you?
Vene vide vici.
Huh? Sorry? Me no speak Celtic. No can do missing.
The fact that ancient Greek is quote-unquote gibberish in English would make it gibberish to an ancient Greek person. I think that's kind of so disturbing to think about, like, especially because so much of linguistics is about history and so much of history is about language, that sort of the idea of like having all of this time travel at your fingertips but not actually being able to access one of the coolest and most interesting parts must be very frustrating for whatever linguist has set foot in the TARDIS. And to continue on that note about like language and history, languages are obviously not one set thing. They grow and change over time, and they split off and they become dialects. And so, like, I remember I saw a YouTube video a while back where basically the question was sort of like, how far back could you go in time and speak like you as an English-speaking person in the 21st century and still be able to communicate with other English-speaking people? And I forget what the exact answer was. I feel like it's somewhere from the 13 to 1600s. Obviously that's a giant window of time, but that sort of begs the question, like, how does the TARDIS recognize languages changing throughout time? Will it understand the exact, sort of day that came where I'm not going to be able to understand, medieval English and like autocorrect all the people I'm talking to, sounding like people from the same year that I'm from? Or would the TARDIS just sort of go, English, even though you're speaking a completely different thing with a completely different accent, my computer recognizes this as the English language, so you're fucked, I guess. And I guess like we kind of have answers to that in terms of like historical episodes where, like the Shakespeare Code and stuff like that, where he's talking in a way that's palatable to us, but obviously like that's how television works as well.
That accent of yours, you from Holland like me?
Yes.
No. Which means yes.
But so sort of like a tangential point to that is another way that languages change is not through time but through space, right? And that includes dialects, and even from dialects includes sociolects. Like gay guys are going to talk in a different way than straight guys will, and valley girls talk in a way that rich girls from other parts of America don't talk. Dialects obviously range, in the set of how coherent to incoherent it is for someone that doesn't speak it but speaks the original language. And so I wonder, like, how would the TARDIS react to that? Like, is the TARDIS gonna change anybody speaking in AAVE to, like, perfect Royal English white people speak? Is it gonna change lingo to different places. So if somebody says John in Philadelphia, they change it to something else. And just in general, like, how does the TARDIS recognize what a language is and what all these different, parts to that language is, and what to translate and how to translate. Okay, and the last one I want to talk about today is probably the dumbest one, just because the answer is generally whatever the story needs it to be, which I guess is also the case for everything that I've been talking about today. But I just want to look at some of the discrepancies with some of the translator, and specifically how, like, we've seen a number of times where things don't translate for companions, but they do translate for the Doctor. Like, obviously, the Jadoon is probably the most notable example.
No bo ho sho ko ro to so. Bokotozuko ba fofojo.
The other one that comes to mind is like the dog woman in Rings of Akatan. And the other thing like that is how the Doctor can supposedly speak baby.
I speak baby.
And communicate to Tiny River and Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All. And I know that we've sort of seen in the past things that the TARDIS can't translate. There's the whole thing about not being able to translate the thing on the side of the spaceship in Under the Lake. Oh my god, what is it called? So we've obviously seen times where the TARDIS translation circuit wasn't working, but whenever we've seen that happen, it wasn't working for both the Doctor and anybody else that was around him. But so I guess the silver lining in all of this is the fact that the Doctor had to go somewhere and learn how to speak baby rather than just have the TARDIS translated for him. So maybe there's like a high Gallifreyan baby speaking class that you can go take when you're done with all your Time Lord school. But yeah, in general, I'm just curious about what the sort of larger implications of those types of discrepancies are, and why some alien languages can come out but others can't. And obviously, like, I would assume some sort of Doctor Who media, whether the show or any other expanded media, has probably explored some of these concepts. So if anybody has recommendations for like a Big Finish audio or something that talks about this, I'll find it somewhere. I know that I have a shot from a comic where Tennant is talking to somebody about the fact that it would like suck to be a linguist, so I'll put that up. But in general, I would assume sort of any question I have to ask about Doctor Who, somebody has answered it somewhere, so please give me suggestions. And if you enjoyed this, let me know, because obviously I could spend hours and hours discussing, random Doctor Who minutia and probably have like 5 of these little other videos set up. So if you're interested in me doing some more of these, please let me know. But honestly, that's about it. I just wanted to rant for a little bit about Doctor Who and linguistics, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and you can see the next time when I make some weird fucking bullshit like this. Alright, bye.